All right. Aloha, everyone in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we're in store for an amazing special guest and treat today. We're going to be talking about how to build resilience during menopause. So excited. I can't wait to introduce our special guest today. Before I do that, let me share with you the whole purpose of this show. The whole purpose of the Freedom Friday show is to support you as the entrepreneur in achieving success in your business and life harmony, because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is possible to stress less, strengthen our relationships, lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum, work smarter, not harder, and create your own time, money, and emotional freedom. And if you're interested in having some secrets in knowing more about business life harmony, make sure you check out our website, anotherlevelliving.com. I want you all to give a warm, warm welcome to our special guest today, Dilyana Mileva. Dilyana, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're very welcome, my dear. It's such an honor to be here with you and your audience. I love your show, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. We are so honored and happy that you're here as well because you're sharing something that we've never even talked about yet. So this is so great to be able to bring it to the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Miliana and tell you a little bit about her. So Dilyana is an internationally recognized speaker, author, sleep and menopause specialist, and she is the leading authority in relaxation and holistic approaches to health and wellness. She is the founder and CEO of Menopause Support Academy and the host of the Menopause Made Easy podcast. Diana is deeply committed to empowering women in midlife to embrace their power during the transformative menopause phase. And her unwavering mission is to create a safe space where women can fully express themselves, prioritize self care, which will enable them to live a life fueled by their power, their passion, and their purpose. She is driven by her dedication to providing women with a natural path to thriving. Diana tirelessly works to minimize the impact of premenopause, menopause on the body, mind, and spirit. Through her expertise and guidance, she empowers women to navigate this transitional period with grace, balance, and vitality, helping them unlock their true potential and embrace a life of holistic well being. Oh my gosh, Diana, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. One of
you,
the things. You're
you take the long version, but I'm glad for introduction.
Yes. Well, one of the things I want to hear is something that why is this something that's so important? A lot of times people don't even think about it until it happens. And we really want to know like why is bringing this awareness to being able to be prepared. Like for me, I'm looking for the best being prepared for this process. I don't even know what it's about, but from your wisdom and your perspective, tell us why is this something that is so essential for us to know?
Awareness is the key to prepare how to deal when it's happened. So I educate a lot on the topic. I speak a lot on the topic. I want to shift the perspective and the perception through this how to say journey, or through this chapter of woman's life. Because let's face it, it's when you hear even the word menopause, how you feel, right? How you
Right.
feel. Everybody want to avoid that. Everybody relate with the hot flashes, night sweats, with insomnia, and woman feeling miserable, have these mood swings, has the irritation, this burst of anger, and then anxiety, and then depression, and then you have headache and joint pain, and then again this uncontrollable roller coaster of emotions that happen to with when the hormones start to fluctuate. So many women, it's not prepared for this chapter because we don't talk so much on this topic, and our parents also don't explain, introduce us as much as they prepare us for the first menstruation, but they don't prepare us for the last menstruation and what's happened after. This fear that you're aging, this fear that it's what's going to happen now. Um, I'm not going to be so desirable. I'm not going to be so much, um, contribute so much to the society, to the workplace, and all these negative talks and feelings going together with really physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, and so much more. It can be really challenging for many women, right?
Wow. I really appreciate you sharing like the signs, the symptoms, the things that happen during menopause because you're right. No one ever talks about it. Like the only thing that I know is that when I'm probably around like a woman who's going through menopause and she's having a hot flash and she's like, "Oh, it's just a hot flash," but that's it. No one talks about what that journey is, and I like that you're bringing up the emotional roller coaster that it can create, right? So wow, so profound. And so in this aspect, what is it that we can best prepare? Because like I said, for me, I know it's coming up, right? Have no clue what to expect. It's like this open book. So what are some tips and strategies that you have that you can share with us to get us prepared? And what do we need to know? What do we need to know?
Yeah, I can say that the estrogen and progesterone begin to decline even like middle 30s, late 30s. So already many women in late 30s start to experiencing some of the symptoms before they're aware that is the symptoms of probably of perimenopause in menopause. The challenge comes is that many of the symptoms can be masked with other health issue. So you really need to be observant. And if you notice more that you feel more tired, that you notice that you don't sleep regularly, you wake up tired. If you notice that you cannot sleep well, then that bring you more irritability, and then anxiety is something that is more often happen. That is something of the sign that you can start to pay attention and probably speak with the specialist. So we're never going to be prepared completely, but just to introduce the what's happening is that many women start to think about when they're near 50, when it starts really to wait to this cycle to stop. But the perimenopause symptoms, which is the real struggle, can happen 10 years before. So I really suggest if you are after 35 to start pay attention of many things. Of course, how you eat, what you eat. If you start to, starving more to carbs, what you eat and everything else. So after 40, early 40s, you really need to start to pay attention in your diet, in your movement. Um, if you're able to find a specialist to test your hormone is the best. If you're not, there's naturopath, nutritionist that you can start consult. Um, Gynecologist, it's not so much the best resource. First of all, they deny until you're 50 to treat the symptoms, or even if you're near 50, depend of the gynecologist. Um, they can just avoid to treat the symptoms in a proper way, or they offer you the hormone replacement therapy, which I don't deny, but is the not the only one. The solution is not the first thing that you have to think about. There's so many other things. For many women, that can be necessity to think about hormone replacement therapy also, but depend if there's extreme cases, depend of your case. But just to be how you can prepare, how you can just pay attention of if there any change of your sleep, if there any change of your energy, if there any change of your um, chronic pain, joint pain, also skin problem, hair change of the hair, like density of the hair. Um, Also, if after like 40, late 40s, if you start to have a change of the libido and the sexual relationship, that can be also a sign that maybe you can have to start consultation of specialist.
Nice. Oh my gosh, so many things to start preparing for and being awareness of. So it's all really you're talking about first of all being aware of the changes that's happening in your sleep, that's happening in your body. I love that you also mentioned getting your hormone levels checked just to see where they are. Tell us a little bit about how the work that you do, how do you support women who are going through this process? Is it all three phases, or tell us a little bit about your support with this?
So stress is it's something that everybody deal with. Stress is unavoidable. Stress in workplace, stress in from environment, stress from at home, stress with the children, with the parents, with work in general, in business, in finance. So we all deal with stress, but specifically in midwife and menopause are prime time for stress. So
Mhm.
while the idea of stress-free living is for some people can be illusion, it's worth to make an effort to see how you can balance to manage the stress and what kind of techniques and you can start to implement for manage the stress, because building the resilience is actually deal with the stress. You all relate with resilience with going through the trauma and how your extreme wife event that put us in a favorable position, and you find a way to pick up us and to get back on track. So how you deal with the menopause challenges and stress is exactly how you build the resilience. Uh, so for me, stress, I address the stress management is the one of the major things that I help with. So because it's the that's affect your other hormones that can affect the cortisol, which can be prime reason of other fluctuation of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And if you don't balance it, you don't have a normal level cortisol, you can be really in trouble. You can
Wow.
have this chronic stress. Chronic stress that create the adrenal fatigue that can create extreme exhaustion. You cannot function normal, and that can create other um, health issue too.
Wow, Dilyana, one of the things you mentioned, right? Like this whole part about stress. Like stress is something that's so common. We tend to have normalized stress. I love that you're highlighting this because especially as women, we tend to focus on everybody else and then we come last. And it's about shifting that to really being able to recognize, fill yourself up with self-care, and then you can be better out there for everyone else. But what's interesting is that um sometimes even though we've normalized stress or maybe there's like this continuous stress, you're kind of used to it, we may not even be aware of how menopause can add to that stress and kick it up a notch. So this is something where it's probably essential to be able to get some support, especially on that journey. Yes.
Yes, yeah, because stress actually can trigger the hot flashes, night sweats, weight gain, which is so
Mhm.
many women fight with, and so much more. And mental health is also something to consider.
Wow, so cool. The reason why I say it's really cool is because a lot of times it could be the menopause process that's happening that's kicking the stress up, but a lot of people don't may not even be aware of it.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, it's a huge, it's a big time thing that they need to address first, and then you can manage the symptoms in more natural way if they manage the stress.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell us, how can we be able to get to know more about you? Like, do you have like a free gift or something that you can be able to to offer us to give us more clarity on the way forward to working with you?
Yeah, I have a freebie in my website, which is 3 steps to alleviate the 21 symptoms of menopause. It's basically 3 breathing techniques that you can start to implement right away. If you
Nice.
have difficulties or you have need more learning how to do breathing and meditation and other relaxation techniques, definitely there's a calendar in my website also. You can book a call to have a coffee chat to see where are you, what is your vision, how you want to live your life um, during this chapter of your life, what is your value and how you can align your value, your vision to live this chapter in more happier and more, how to say, happier and joyful way.
Nice. Oh my goodness. We'll make sure we put the link to that in the comments below as well. But one of the things as you were talking that also made me aware is that even if, say for instance, even if you're not going through menopause, but maybe perhaps you know someone who is, and you're noticing the increased stress, you're noticing the things that Diana has talked about, also have them contact her as well. Because a lot of times we may not be aware of it, but other people in our world could be. So that's so amazing.
Yeah, and then all these techniques can be used for everybody, for women in even which is with consider themselves not there yet, or if they're after menopause, also that can help because sometimes they still need some to deal with some of the symptoms, even they're after 60.
Oh, so good. So good. Well, we so appreciate you sharing your wisdom and bringing the transformation power of like reclaiming the power of the transition into menopause and out to the forefront. We're so grateful that you do that work. What would be maybe your biggest takeaway, the one thing that you would leave us with today?
um, Increase your self-compassion, love yourself a little bit more during this period. Yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Just acceptance is one of the things that you can start healing the process. So self awareness, self compassion, and self love.
Ah, so good. So good. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. It's so essential not to go the battle alone, right? To be able to have the support and the wisdom. And Diana can be able to support you in this transformational journey. So make sure you access her free gift right away. And then also make sure you put your comments in the chat below. Like, what is your biggest takeaway from this message? You also know that sharing is caring. So you love this video, which I'm sure you did, make sure you share it out to someone else to support them in their transition of menopause too. Diana, thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom and your presence today. We're so happy that you did.
It was my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of Freedom Fridays. In the meantime, let this message marinate through the entire weekend. And again, you if you may not be going through it, but you may know someone else who's going through it, and giving them awareness of this transformation, letting them know they're not alone. These things are common, and it's all about stepping into their self-care, self-love, and self-passion, just like Diana said.